Hello and welcome to Mommy Wise Live. This is Akhila Kocher, and today we are going to be talking about something very exciting. I can't wait for this session because it's really something that helped me out with my own son. Today we're going to be talking about phonics. Yes, and we're going to be talking to Miss Vaishali, and she is the founder of the Phonics Nest. I'm just going to be adding her in a moment. Okay, I can't seem to find her. That's all right. So let's talk a little bit about phonics. Wait. Oh yeah, I think I found her. Yeah. So initially when I started teaching my son about alphabets and everything, I was really stressed and tensed. I didn't know what to do, how to go about it. Do I do it like A, B, C, D? How do I teach him to read? And it was all very confusing for me till the time I came across something called phonics. And a lot of people were always talking about it, but I had no idea what phonics were. And luckily I found someone who really helped me a lot in my phonics journey, and I'm really hoping that today's session is going to help some of the parents out there, and they can also be more relaxed and at ease once they see the session. Let me just connect with Vaishali. So I'm really excited to talk about phonics today. Hi, Vaishali. I'm good. How are you?
Great. Good to be here.
Yes. Good to have you here. I was just talking about to our audience, to our viewers, I was just discussing how phonics was a great help for me when I was struggling as a new parent. And it really helped me. But I didn't want to talk much about it because I want you to tell our audience about what is phonics.
Phonics, if you see, there are lots of variations out there. It's about which one you are following, which one is the correct one. That's the confusion that is there all the time. But the correct way is always the synthetic phonics. Synthetic phonics means when we use the sounds to spell a word. If we are doing cat, ABCD language to spell a word, that is normal analytical phonics that we have done in our childhood, mug up. But when we use the sounds, instead of cat, if I say cat, what did I do? I used the sounds to spell a word. We teach the children to listen to the sounds in order so they can spell any word that you give them. So that process is known as synthetic phonics, which is extremely useful for children.
All right. So you basically make them understand the concept of spellings rather than the way we did it when we were kids. Like we had to go like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and we were
Yeah. We did nothing. We just learned it. We just learned it. We just repeated after the teachers, after our parents. But here, correct. There was no understanding, no rules, no logic. We were never presented the English language the way it is. And it's actually simple. We have complicated it. So here, the thing is, first of all, we help them to recognize the sounds. Okay, the first step is the recognition of the sounds, single letter sounds, the digraph sounds. Then we teach them how to blend those sounds together to hear the word. Okay, they know this is k, they know this is a, they know this is t. But when I put them together, they are no longer individual sounds. It becomes a word, right? So how to say the sounds together, how to blend it to hear the word. How do you know it's not only actor? How do you know it's a cat? So the blending technique, it needs to be taught. So when they learn it, they can spell any word that you give them, even if you have not taught, because they know how to listen in order. And then the rules comes in, the alternatives comes in, the level keeps on increasing.
That sounds really interesting. I actually didn't know about the whole blending situation. I don't think I'm there yet with my son, but that sounds pretty interesting. Like you said, what are digraphs?
Digraphs meaning, see, di means two, graph means letter. So when two letters together give you one sound, like S and H together, it says sh, ship, It's not s and her, right? A and I together, yeah. When two letters come together to give you one sound, it's a digraph. Di to graph letter, digraph.
Okay, got it. So basically, like, instead of teaching them that S and H is not sir, her, it's sure, you just make it into a different sound altogether.
Yes, because when I say ship, I don't listen the sound. I can't hear the sound of letter S and letter H. What do I hear? I hear shh. That's a sound.
Got it.
Then how do you write that sound? S and H together. Yeah, like together.
Okay.
Together.
So, like in English, like the way we learned it, there are like about 26 letters, like A, B, C, D. And what about phonics?
Letters are 26, that's correct. But the basic sounds are 42.
All right, 42 sounds.
Like that.
So that includes the blends and everything.
The blends are not different sounds. That's one big confusion that everyone has. Yeah. When I say, let's take a blended word, frog. If I say frog, I have fr. So that's consonant blend. When two consonants are together, they are known as consonant blends.
All right.
Fr. But when I say fr, I hear two different sounds, right? There is and there is r. So they are different sounds. Blends are not different sounds. We just call them. They are just termed like that.
All right. No, because, I really am interested to go for it, like, go all in. But all of this is, I think, maybe because of the Indian background also, like, it's very difficult for me to say C as whatever, like how you say it. Yeah. So it comes out as ka only, like ka. So, so it is very difficult for me as a parent who's not been trained to come back and think, what is the sound that C makes? So is there any way that you have, any trick that you have, especially for parents at home?
Yeah. See, the best way to know the correct pronunciation of a consonant is to put at the end of the word. When you say black, hang on to the last part. Black. Track. You don't say ka at all.
Yeah, black.
It will need little practice, but you'll get it.
No,
Even I used to say ka.
Yeah.
So the best way to know the pronunciation is to put it at the end of the word. You will get all the correct sounds.
Black. That's actually very interesting. I never thought of it like that. Because, initially I remember when I was teaching my son and I had introduced him to, I think, I, and I used to say E, and my sister-in-law came in and she used to be a teacher and she said, you know what, it's E from the inside, from the stomach, you have to take a sound out and it's E, like an immediate, like a hiccup sort of a thing. And I was so confused because I had seen these various videos online and I had no idea how to say it. And that's when I actually came across Jolly Phonics. And that's how I got introduced to the pronunciation of it. So that I think it's really confusing sometimes, but if we have the right resources, it can help us. So do you have any such information on those resources that will be helpful for parents? Because during COVID times, I'm not sure how many parents are actually sending their children out there to do classes and things like that. So what are some resources that can help parents?
So yeah, this is absolutely correct, because when we open Google and YouTube, there are so many variations and it's so easy to get confused what to do, what not to do. This one is saying something, that one is saying something. So you need to grab a proper curriculum, read about it, grab that trainer and just work on that one thing. Okay, if you concentrate on different variations, confusion. So yes, of course, Jolly Phonics, the app is there. The app helps them to practice the pronunciation. I tell my trainees to download it. It's good for practice. The app is there. The jingles are there. There are lots of resources of Jolly Phonics. You can read it. And yes, it's going to solve a lot of problems. And yes, all the trainers are out there to help you out. And I tell all the moms and the teachers, get trained, because you have to teach your children at home. So it becomes it's going to become very easy process for you if you learn it.
And how does the training process take place?
Right now it's all online. So the training normally that I take is for 4 days, 3 hours each. So there's a lot to do because there is a basic level, there is advanced level. So yes, but it's very interactive. They enjoy. We don't get bored at all. We don't even realize how the 4 days they pass by.
I'm sure, because I'm really interested in it. I think the time must just fly by because it's a very interesting topic and it's a really fascinating one.
Very.
Because I think I'm sure that once children also learn about learn phonetically, it's easier for them to read.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot. Yes, independently they start reading. Before they reach grade 1, they become independent reader and speller.
Oh wow.
If you really follow religiously, systematically, they don't need your help to read a storybook or any book. I've tried and tested, so I can vouch for it.
Of course, I've heard so much about this, like I can't begin to tell you. But there's a very common question that I'm seeing. That's
Huh.
about what's the right age to start phonics with a child.
Yeah, it's a literally very common question. I think nursery is a good age. Nursery is a good age because that the whole year they just work around the sounds. They don't have any writing word. They don't have any reading of the words. So you can literally drown those little ones into the sounds. You have time to just do lots and lots of activities and recognition activities around the sounds with them because you don't have anything else to do in English. You can work on vocabulary. You can work on recognition. So yeah, that's the best age. Yeah, you have a
So
nice lot ready for next year.
I'm sure. So it's about around, let's say, 3.5 years of age.
3.5. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think, then their grasping power and their concentration power is also well settled. Because I started earlier from, I think, my son, and instead of just making him sit and teaching him, this shape, this makes a sound A. Instead of doing that, I used to make a big A on the floor and make him walk it, make him go around, and every time he would say it, I would say it's A. It's walk around the A, walk around the A. Because I started really early, so but I kind of missed this thing in between, so I've lost track of phonics now, and I think I need to take the training and get back on track.
Yeah, you will enjoy the training. Trust me. You'll enjoy the resources. They're extremely colorful. We enjoy, so the children, because it's interactive, there's so much, there are puppets, there are jingles, there's audio visual, so they enjoy. Because each sound in Jolly Phonics has its own action, story, jingle, and activity around it. So there's no chance that the recognition doesn't sink in.
All right. So there's one person who's written here. My daughter asked me one day, if N is N, then why can't we say N for knife? So at present, introducing her to silent words. It's confusing. I didn't really understand. I think maybe she must have seen the word knife written, and her daughter
day. Why can't we say N for knife? So at present, introducing her to the silent word with little confusing. Okay, so why? I think she means that why isn't it starting with letter N?
Yes.
Silent letters.
So I think there's no words, and we put them in the funny word category or something.
So there are silent letter words. Earlier, very like decades ago, we used to pronounce the letter K. We used to pronounce the silent letters, but over the years, the pronunciation changed, and it will still change. So right now, so when you're giving silent letter words to the children, so there's no reason behind why not to say the sound of letter K. It's just silent. So you can just give all the silent K words together, and you will also find the pattern that it's always K and combination happening.
Yeah.
Always nice. So, and they're very limited words, so it's easy for them. They don't get confused. They're very limited words, and the silent letters goes into primary.
Yeah. There's another interesting question, which is can Jolly Phonics benefit those who are dyslexic or have some certain learning disabilities?
Yes, quite a lot actually, because Jolly Phonics also has this kit for extremely slow learners or special learners where they have a talking pen. So when you put that talking pen on the book, it is going to help you to pronounce that word. literally pronounce each sound, how to say the word, how to say that sound. So it's like instead of a teacher, you have that pen, who's your friend, who's helping you to read again and again. You know, you just if they are forgetting, you just point on the word again and again. The pen is going to tell you how to say it, what to say it, what it is.
All right.
So it's nice, yeah, because it's multi-sensory, so it's going to help them a lot.
Yeah, plus I
See
think,
and learn or write and learn.
The whole independence of doing it on your own with the pen gives a lot of motivation to the children altogether.
Correct.
Instead of a nagging parent sitting right there that, oh, you did like that now. So I think that would be pretty beneficial for children.
Very.
I have a set of questions that a lot of parents have been asking about. So there is one where they're asking about what is the best method to teach phonics?
Synthetic phonics. Use the sounds. Teach them how to listen in order. That is the blending and segmenting technique that needs to be taught. How to spell a word. You know, the blending is used for reading and segmenting is used for writing. Let me tell you what these terms are. Yes. Blending means you say the sounds and hear the word. As in, I have the word in front of me. I should say the sound so that I can know it's the word ant. And. What did I do? I blended the sound so that I could hear the word. So blending is say the sounds and hear the word. So this is useful when they are reading something. And segmenting just the opposite, which is used during writing. Here I will tell you a word. I will say and now you have to break the word into sounds. And. So these two are the things that needs to be taught. Recognition doesn't take time. Blending and segmenting process takes time. But when they learn it, you will have a smooth sail.
Because they can just start reading on their own.
Because now they will read any word for you.
Yeah, I can see that. And you know, there's this one thing I really want to ask you. When you're doing phonics, do you introduce the capital letters or do you introduce the small letters?
Small letters.
Yeah.
Because we don't need capital letters. The thing is, if you're not going to use it, don't teach it. Right. So see, I know the capital letters, they are taught in nursery because, you know, it's simple, standing line, slanting line, sleeping line. They're like that only. So it's easy for the nursery ones to draw them. So A to Z in capital letters, it happens in nursery, but they use it too after 2 years when they start writing sentences because you need to capitalize the first letter.
Yeah.
So do sal kya? No use.
No use.
So it's easy so there's no need. If you're not going to use it, don't teach it. And once we do all the 42 sounds, the blending, segmenting, independent reading that happens, and when the senior KG comes to writing of sentences for the first time, this is the time when they will need the capital letters because you have to begin the sentence with the capital letter. Yeah. So during that age, it's very easy for them to grasp the capital form. They are just standing and sleeping lines.
They've grown up and it's very easy. Yeah, got it.
2 and 3 sessions and they are done. You don't need to spend the whole nursery year in just capital letters. So yeah, we don't give.
All right. So
no needed.
There's a follow-up related question to this. Like in some schools, especially like you have worked in all kinds of school and you started your Montessori like pretty young. You were an intern in your teenage years. So you know, it's like, I mean, who better to ask than you? Like some schools, like Montessori schools, only expose children to the small letters. And there are a few schools, even a few preschools for that matter, that say the letter that they show the capital letter and they say this letter's name is A. Like you and I, we all have names. The letter has the name A.
Correct.
And then they show the small letter and then they say it makes a sound A. So which technique is it that Jolly Phonics follows, or the technique that you follow? Personally, which technique do you think will work best for children?
First of all, you don't need to show different fonts to tell this is A and this is A. Both of them have A and A. I can show any font and I can say the name is A and the sound is A, no matter what font it is.
Got it.
Right. First thing. And in Jolly Phonics, you're saying, right? How I do it. In Jolly Phonics, if I show them, I will say, today we are going to do a new sound, which is E. There's no mention of I. There's no mention of I. It's just E for them. It's just E for them, and I start working around it. It's E, nothing. There's no mention of letter I.
All right. So do you say it like, is there a particular order that you follow when you're introducing them to alphabets, or is it the normal one that we follow, A, B, C, D?
No, 42 sounds are there. So all the 42 sounds are divided into 7 groups.
Got it.
It's not the ABCD sequence at all. So in the first group, you will find SATIPN. Okay, this is the first group, SATIPN. And they have tried to cover the sounds which are the most common ones that you will need for, the 2-letter words or 3-letter words.
Yeah.
And just with, so when we are teaching them the sounds, side by side, we are teaching them how to blend also. Okay. We are not waiting for the 42 sounds to get over. Like, in school, we wait for 26 letters to get over. And next year, we start with CVC words. Just with the first group only, the recognition is on, and then the blending also takes place. So just with the help of the first group, they can spell 30 plus words. So by the time they reach 42, thousands of words are available to them to read, for them to read. So yeah, so because the main focus is to teach them how to spell. You don't need A to Z. See, the poster ABCD is there to make you understand that English language is made up of these letters. But you can't learn the language alphabetically, right?
Yeah.
So once they start learning the words, anyways, you need random letters from here and there.
So,
for 3-letter words.
I think it takes us some time as the way we've been taught to unlearn what we've learned and adapt to a new concept. Because I remember when initially even I heard about phonics, I was like, what is this? Why not ABCD? And then when I read the explanation and I realized that, in maths, we need the order 1, 2, 3, 4 because we're doing calculation. But there's no sense of ABCD being in the right order. And that blew my mind. And it's really like the scope that our children have thanks to the phonics, I think, is really exceptional. And to think that they can read before grade 1, that's like just gonna take them
very few phonics, huh? Otherwise, phonics is normally, if you ask any person, the common knowledge that we find is A, B, K, D till Z. And it's used till only 3-letter words. That's it, finish. But no, you need to use it till it never ends. The phonics, the use of phonics never ends. Even in the primary, you need it because the spelling, the complex spelling, they're just going to, the level is just going to increase. You need the sound knowledge, you need the rules, you need the sound chart. It's not, the phonics doesn't end. There is more extension to it in primary section. But we normally take it till 3-letter words. And then we jump to BLACK, black. It's a 4-letter word. The moment we come to 4-letter or 5-letter word, the ABCD comes back.
Got that.
But then there was no use. Yeah.
So there's another thing that a lot of books that are out there. There are many books out there for children to read. But can you recommend any books that you think are phonetically correct for children, which might be better for children to read?
Can I say one thing? See, this happens when it's a phonics teacher. One major confusion that everyone would have: phonics, not phonetics. Phonics. It's very common. See, phonics is something that we are doing, teaching children, using the sounds and all this process. Phonetics is the scientific study of speech sounds, how they are produced.
Got it.
So if you're learning, if you're having a class, say I'm a phonics teacher, don't say you're a phonetics teacher.
Got it.
Yes, continue. Yeah.
And so the books which are like for phonics, like the one, so imagine that our children have started reading with the help of phonics, and they read 3-letter words and 4-letter words. Are there any books which are specially made that have phonics in them? For example, they have words like the cat sat on the mat, so it's easier for children to read. Like, because a lot of
So
books have, like, the and other phonics, which initially might be difficult for children to read.
yeah, because they're tricky words, right?
Mhm.
So see, if you are following a phonics curriculum, normally you will see that many phonics curriculum have their own readers. Like
Okay.
Jolly Phonics has Jolly readers. There are a lot of levels in it. They're storybooks only, but they are
Yeah.
known as readers because they will take care of the sound knowledge, the level of the child. And in the reader, it's mentioned that if the child has done these many sounds and knows XY rules, yes, then it is decodable by the child.
Mm.
Yeah. So it follows certain pattern. Okay, I have done 42 sounds. Okay, now the child can read this book. Oh, the child has done XY tricky words and this spelling rules. Okay, now this set of books is decodable by him. So that is
Okay.
how the readers are made, not storybooks.
Got it.
Readers. So if you are helping them, if you want them to practice reading, if you want to work on that, go for readers because the readers is going to guide you. It must be written inside what all is included, what sounds are there. So don't go for storybooks because there are random words in it.
Yeah, yeah, that's really great information, because I would always search for storybooks. I never went for readers.
See, storybooks, the first nature is the storybooks are meant for storytelling.
Mm.
Readers are meant for reading. The authors of the storybooks, they are going to use big synonyms to beautify their story. They are not going to take care of the level of the child, but the readers will. So if you're saying I have given this XY storybooks and the child is not reading, he's not a good reader. No, you can't judge like that. You need to come to the readers, see the level of the child. You need to follow a certain process.
All right. And how many times should we practice phonics, or how regular should we as parents be with phonics, or with classes, if we take them, to teach our children phonics, so that they can adapt to
Uh,
it, they can, remember it?
if you're sending or if you're sending them to a class or if you want to teach at home
Like
yourself.
both the things. Like, if we as parents want to know, how regular should we be, and how many activities should we do with them?
See,
And can
if
you
you
also
want to
suggest
teach
some classes?
yourself, if you want to teach yourself, it's really important you get trained
All right.
because there's random things out there in the internet. Okay, and that's dangerous. So if you want to teach your child um, read or get trained, okay, and if you're sending it somewhere, then that's not a problem, but thrice a week I think it's enough. Thrice a
All right.
week the phonics session, it's more than enough if you're going systematically,
Mhm.
logically, the way it is to be done. If you're doing it correctly, thrice a week is more than enough. Many times you will see the phonics classes are like for once a week,
Mhm.
but it depends. Thrice a week is also nice, twice a week is also nice. Once you start, you
Yeah.
will realize how much time you need in a week,
Got it. Got it.
like
Got
that.
it. And are there any interesting activities that you can recommend for mothers or parents to do with their own children?
Hmm. So let's see. Make it easy for me. Give me a topic like activities for.
For introducing an alphabet.
Okay, so if you're introducing sound,
Mhm.
so in Jolly Phonics, every sound, of course, it has a story. It has this big book. So there are bold pictures from the story. There is story session going on. Then there is a jingle that we show on the screen, right? Then we act out the story because if we are saying a story for letter S, suppose, so in that story there will be lot of words that has that sound in it.
All
It's
right.
not
Got
just that, yeah, there has to be lot of words that has that sound in it. So the story is there, the jingle is there, and the worksheet and coloring activity is there, the sticking, pasting of action pictures are there. So it becomes very easy for them. All the resources, the fun resources they are talking about, it's there in Jolly Phonics. You don't need anything extra. They have their own sound book where they stick the action, where they stick the letter sound. So it becomes like their mini revision book. They make their own flashcards. own flashcards, as in, make a letter S, put on some glue, then put that paper on salt or on sand. Then you can have that rough surface, so it's traceable, so it becomes their own sandpaper letter. So they enjoy.
Objects with the sounds.
Yeah, there's a picture. There are a lot of vocabulary pictures related to that sound in that storybook. There are puppets, so recognition becomes extremely. Yeah. There are puppets. There are 3 puppets in Jolly Phonics, which you will find in all the stories: the snakey, the inky, and the bee.
Oh, that sounds really interesting. Yeah, I think so. The
Right.
whole point is to make it really interesting and fun for the children.
Very interesting.
So
Yes.
Yeah, even I noticed when you were telling me to listen to the word black and hang on to it. You're doing those actions. I think that's what really brings the child's attention, and they learn to hang on to it, and that's how they remember to with all the actions, all the
The
activities.
sound. Not for them, actually. For the adults, it's little difficult because we have learned something else. The curve is there in our mind, but the children, they're in the learning stage, so they remember.
Got it. So it might be a little difficult for us because we are unlearning what we've learned, but
yes, not for them.
Children, because they just grasp onto anything and everything.
Correct. And they make props related to that sound. So 42 sounds is equal to 42 small props related to the story of that sound, or something like that. So they remember, they have all the things with them related to that sound. So when I'm taking the revision and when I'm showing them the flashcards, in a second they tell me what it is because of all the things that were happening around the sounds. So it becomes very interesting for them.
Got it. Okay, let me just quickly get back to the questions that I was saying from the parents. One was, how can I find suitable books? And I think you answered that by saying that look for readers, not storybooks. And then there is how to encourage children into reading.
See, if normally they don't like reading because they are not able to read.
Oh,
right.
Right.
So if they are not able to read, you need to first check how their sound recognition is. I go back. If the child has a reading problem, normally that happens. They come to me for a reading program. So I start with the sound recognition. So we first have to work on the recognition of the sounds. Okay. So now he's good with recognition. Now I will start with 2-letter words. Don't jump to big words, 3 or 4-letter words. Start with 2-letter words. Then when you see him doing well, then come to 3-letter words. Then come to 4-letter words. Then come to small texts.
Got it.
Slowly give the easiest book, the level 1 book, the readers that would have. You need to pull back a little, go back to the roots and see what's going wrong. So yes. So if because once they know how to read, they will start enjoying reading. They will not say no to reading. Many times they do because nahi aata.
That's a very
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
I never thought of it like that.
So if they know how to read, if you give them a book, they will read. They will not say no. Normally, 99% that's the case because they don't know how to do it. They are rote learning, and because there are random words in the textbooks, in school. The school textbooks are not readers.
That's
like that.
No, that's actually very interesting. There's another one where that's exactly what they're saying, that because of COVID, how can we help our children read? How can we get training? There's a question that someone also asked right now. How to get training in Jolly Phonics? That's the continuation of what the parent has also asked.
Oh, now the trainings in Jolly Phonics are happening online. One is coming up in April, my session. If you would like to join, you're most welcome. So all the trainings are happening online. It's out there. You can go to the Phonics Nest. One training is coming up by me, and it's easy. Ghar baithe baithe training ho raha hai. It's happening. So, and it's really interactive. It's not because it's online, something will get missed. No way. It will be as interesting as it would have been in a physical environment. And you'll get the resources through mail. The trainer would be there post training with you, So, and in the training, we go in a sequence only, starting with the 42 sounds, going to tricky words, spelling rules, alternatives. So it goes in a sequence. It becomes like a lesson plan for you, for your child. So, and the resources that I give, they are good enough to begin your Jolly Phonics journey. So you are sorted. So yes, Jolly Phonics online, search for it. There are a lot of trainings happening.
All right. That answers another question where someone has asked, who should we trust? There's so many phonics teachers out there, but I think what you said right now answers that question.
Phonics trainers, see, go on the Jolly Learning website. The trainers are listed there. If they are not listed there, they are not trainers.
Got it. There's another one who's asking, while doing blending, my 4-year-old always blends the word in a reverse order. So what should I do with that?
Ooh.
Tricky. Good
Okay.
one, huh?
Ah, nice. I know. Pat. Okay. So again, of course, I think this, if he's reading the word, that means the recognition of sound is there. Fine. So come back to 2-letter words. Forget 3-letter words right now. Read the word in front of the child. Let him see how you are doing the blending. Show him how it's done. At. Stretch it. Stretch it. At. Let him see how you are doing. They need to see how we are blending. Okay, you can tell him, okay, now I have the random letters. I'm just giving her some ideas. There's a random letters on the table, and you tell him, give me at. So he should take out a, he should take out and put it in front of you. Place those small games. Stretch the sound. So it's at. Try it out.
Yeah, I think that will work, hopefully. There's someone else who has asked, many children spell the word first and then they say the word. Is that correct?
Meaning?
Like maybe C-A-T, cat.
Oh, so they're using the letter names. They're not using the sounds.
Yes.
So do you want them to say the sounds, or you have taught them C-A-T, cat?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
Maybe they'll answer right now. There's another one.
Yeah, ma'am, please.
Cursive letter lowercase or print letter lowercase?
Come again.
When we're showing them like the letter A, should it be in a cursive font or in a normal font?
Normal, cursive. Normal. Print form or cursive, little cursive, doesn't matter. This one is recommended because it has a tail ending, no? When they have tail ending, it becomes easy for them when they start to write the words. It helps them to join. But it's okay if you, yeah.
All right. So
what else do we have?
The parent questions is all that I have. What is? Yeah, I think that is it. Because most of them really want to know is about the books, about the techniques, if they have difficulty in learning, how do we make them read, and things like that. And I think
that all gets sorted when a mom takes a training. Trust me. I have trained lots of moms, teachers of course, but lots of moms who are not working but have to teach their children at home. So they learn a lot of techniques, do's and don'ts, tips and tricks during the training. It helps them a lot. So take out little time and get yourself trained. Trust me, you will be sorted.
Yeah,
you'll be sorted.
It's going to be super duper helpful, and I think it's going to be like the whole weight lifted off the parents. And
honestly, because you need to build that bridge, from pre-primary to primary, because once they reach primary, there is the explosion of subjects.
Yeah,
all the subjects are in English.
Relate to that.
So if we go systematically, before they reach grade 1, they are going to read and spell independently, fluently, with logic, because they will also be doing a lot of spelling rules in kindergarten.
Someone's asking, how can I get this training?
Yeah, we just talk, no? You see, my one training is coming up. If you go to the Phonics Nest, my page, my one training is coming up for Jolly Phonics. Even it's coming up for Jolly Grammar. But I recommend you take the Jolly Phonics first. It's coming. My number is there. If you have some questions, you can call me, WhatsApp me, call me anytime. I'll help you out. But you can also visit Jolly Learning UK website. You'll get lots of information about the trainings and the trainers.
All right. Someone's asking, my son is 2.5 years old. Can I enroll?
You yourself can enroll, not him.
Yeah.
Right.
She's asking for herself.
Oh, for herself, right? Yeah. It's the best time. You have a lot of time to practice on yourself because your child has still time before he or she starts 3-letter or 4-letter words. So you have time. This is a great time. You should start.
Yeah, sure. I think even I'm going to sign up like as soon as
Most welcome.
No, it was amazing talking to you, Vaishali. I think we've answered most of our questions. And there's just one more thing, that what is your magical moment that you've in phonics, in the whole journey of phonics? What was that one magical moment that you want to share with our viewers?
Okay, so there has been, as a learner also and as a teacher also, when the Jolly Phonics was happened for the first time, as a learner and as a teacher. So when I was learning myself, when I was exploring Jolly Phonics myself, when I was reading, and I remember, that is why the spelling is like this. What did we do? And literally, I was thinking aloud. I was thinking aloud and like, that is why the spelling is like this. Really? Why didn't we do that? I could have scored so much better in my English subject. This can be so simple. What are we doing in school? That was my magical moment that, oh my God, this can be so easy. Right? It can be so easy. And as a teacher also, when my first batch completed senior KG, I remember it was March, and in April, they would shift to grade 1. So it was March, and I went to the library and I just randomly selected the storybooks for them. I gave it to them and they just read it without my help.
Oh, wow.
No help at all. I was like, because I have never seen a kindergarten read a storybook independently before that. Wow. Right, fluently and independently. And I was like, that's it. There's no looking back. If I am into teaching in future, it has to be Jolly Phonics. So if you go systematically, you make them independent readers and spellers.
That must have felt so fulfilling now.
Yeah, it was magical. I was just looking at them. You finished. I just got it for you from the library. Okay, I'll get some more.
Nice.
So yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah. It's absolutely lovely talking to you, Vaishali. And I think
Same here.
Yes. And thank you to viewers for being with us. And I think we all learned a lot in today's session. And hopefully you'll get you won't get hurdled, and not a lot of people would be messaging you and harassing you on what to do next.
I don't mind getting harassed. I love it. I will answer 100 times. I always say that. Ask me the same thing 100 times. I don't mind. I don't feel like, oh, why you're asking me the same thing 100 times. I feel like, oh, you're working on it, so that's why you have so much questions.
Yeah, I love your patience. I love the way you're interacting, and I think that's going to help us a lot. Like all the parents who sign up. And I think it's going to be amazing for them.
Definitely. They all can contact me anytime.
Yes. So lovely speaking to you, Vaishali. See you.
Same here. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye. Oops.